And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals, those grand finales here of the WardiTV Monday number 93. We've arrived here in the grand finals of the top two players with our best of 5. Let's jump on in. As spawning in the bottom hand corner of Sanctuary 3, we have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg player himself. It is Solar from South Korea. And spawning in the right hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player. We have the Danish Protoss representing System Gaming. It is MaxPax. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is a Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. And I will say that up until this point, a lot of the games have been very intense, have been very dynamic as well. But I will say that we have been avoiding PVZs up until this point, and this is also applicable to TVZ as well, where we spoke about it during the Clem series versus Shin, where Terran players are hyper fixated on either going for all-ins or being hyper greedy against Zerg at the moment because of the larva change. The same can be said about PVZ as well. We've been seeing a lot of hyper aggression, a lot of Twilight Council openers into Glaives, a lot of Stargate openers into Fleet Beacon, into Mothership rushes, into Sky Toss as well. Standard play is not really viable from Terran against Zerg or from Protoss against Zerg at the moment, so we have to try to think outside the box in the current iteration of the game, and we'll see how MaxPax will approach Solar. Let's go. We shall see. So now we're opening up hatch gas, what should be a hatch gas pool opener here from Solar. Welcome to Sanctuary 3. Now on this map, your 2-base setup is very secure, very secure, as we have a high ground natural base. The third base is a little bit more open, a little bit more exposed, but due to the slow zones and destructible towers and choke points as well, I would say that defending on 3 bases is relatively solid and relatively viable here. It is going to be viable, so we should be seeing 3 base play at a MaxPax. But once again, as I mentioned, we're seeing a lot of Protoss players think outside the box and just go for a bunch of all-ins and hyper aggression and hyper aggressive styles. So we'll see that trend continues with MaxPax as well. We shall see. From here again, we're just going to be opening up. Again, hatch gas pool out of Solar. Our initial opener, we have initial setup. From here, we can get into our tech of choice. Cybercore is now finishing, and eyes are on our pylon placement here. Okay, so MaxPax does go for the pylon in the main base. From here, we'll see if we go for the Stargate or some other tech structure, like a Twilight Council or even a Robo. Eyes are on MaxPax. What's it going to be? Stargate. Okay, Stargate opener here from MaxPax. From here, Oracle openers are standard to get into a third base, but we have been seeing a lot of Void Ray play instead. Show us what you got. So it was 5 p.m. Oh no. 42 degrees, papi. Look after yourself. Cuidado, papi, cuidado. Ah. Oh no. Don't melt on us, papi. Don't melt on us. Ah. I've heard that it's quite hot in Europe at the moment, maybe in other parts of the world as well. It's the polar opposite here in Australia. It's been very cold. It's been very cold these past couple of weeks. Or this past week specifically. Very cold. But take care, papi, take care. That's why if you're watching the Doyo Cup, I was wearing a scarf. I had to look after myself. It's very cold during Doyo Cup. For now though, Oracle opener into a third. So far everything's looking quite standard. Right now we're looking for the Twilight Council timing as the third base is being taken. If it's early, we can lean towards early aggression. If it's going to be later, we can lead into more standard play, which I'll be shocked if we see, but I'm looking forward to it regardless. Oh, as things they do poke in, they surround the Adept. Adept gets shut down, no battery, no wall off here. Adept does fall, Oracle is still halfway done, and probes are going to start going down. As again, MaxPax just being torn apart here. Lack of SimCity, lack of wall off. We need the Gemini build, wait, the Gemini guide even. Yeah, Lings, they slip in, 3 probe kills at the same time, 3 drones that go down across the map. Ooh, getting into 4. Do we get 5? 4 kills, and we distract the Oracles as well. Now we're fully walling off. The Lings, they still flood in. They head into the natural. And we're gonna probe. Oh, wants at least one more. Doesn't quite get it. Denies mining. Solid. Sorry, MaxPax does defend. And MaxPax, he will hold. He will hold on. Behind this, it's a very late Twilight Council. Oof. Now, this is not late because it was designed to be that way. It's late because of all the chaos. All the chaos ensuing, all the workers going down, all the damage, all the harass, all the run-bys. As a result, this build is very off-beat and off-timing for MaxPax. Oof. So a rough start for our Protoss player. Oracles are deflected. Lair is now on the way for Solar. Rushing into the Lair before Evo Chamber. Solar being a little bit greedy. And MaxPax going to blink. There is no Forge. I mean, we can't really afford a Forge because of the early game damage, but without a Forge, it's looking more and more like a 3-base all-in. We'll see how many gateways MaxPax throws down. It would make sense after all the early game damage for MaxPax to just commit. Would make sense. Solo does claim a 4th base. Later Forge. Okay, it's just all offbeat. Okay, it's just... it's just all very messy here for MaxPax. So late Forge, late +1. MaxPax is going to try to stabilize. Try to settle in. And Soul, I was curious to see if it was going to be rushing into Hydras, and the answer is yes. +1 range is on the way, a lair is now complete, and where is that Hydra then? Still is yet to be thrown down. Still purely Zerglings. Interesting. Oh. Stalkers they poke in, at the same time Lings they go for the counterattack. Catching out a Stalker. And Solar, he's still lacking links here to engage. Queens they respond. Queens they respond in time. Hydrogen now gets thrown down. Very late for Solar. He was banking. So I believe this was a mistake from Solar. So he was banking resources. Hatchery getting low. 40 links on the way. Chance to use keeping the base alive. And Solar, he will hold on. Yeah, he will hold on. Base out the stasis traps, collapsing on the main army. Oracles able to defend the Stalkers. And the Hydras are coming. Hydra production has begun. Again, decent pickups here from MaxPax. MaxPax is trading well against the Lings, but things will change once Hydras hit the field. Especially with no splash damage. We're lacking Storm. Storm typically would be on the way by now. So there's Storm. Just Stalker Zealot. They're still trying to build up more Hydras. The Lings are coming from behind. Oh! Baits out the stasis. Does get baited. Still not enough Hydras though. Yeah, Hydras is still amassing. Getting up to soon to be 23. That's 23 Hydras. More Lings are also on the way. And the issue here is that if MaxPax loses this position, he will lose the 4th base. The 4th base is right behind this. MaxPax being so aggressive with his expansions. Oh, some brutal losses there from MaxPax, completing out more Stalkers. Oh, Baneling Runway gets caught out. Nice catch. Denies the Banelings. And we're still missing Zerglings here. And we're still missing support. Setting for another Baneling Runway. Setting up for more Runways. Solo's still holding the line, building up more Hydras, more Lings. Massing up a greater army. Should be the first to max out. Does well into the mineral line and... Ooh, trades well. Doesn't kill workers but does trade well. Getting ready for another run by. More Banelings. The run bys they continue. And Soul is getting out of hand. He's getting out of hand. He's done droning. Cutting workers at 73. This is a bit of an overextension out of Solar. Here comes a massive counter attack. Oh, nice pick off. Knocks down the towers. Solo pushing in towards the third. Bailey's a roll in. And MaxPax, he has to evacuate. Bleeding out 9 probes. Solo diving on the main army. Hydras are coming from behind as well. Coming with us around. The Stalkers. So many of them going to fall as well. Blink is on cooldown. Massive losses here from MaxPax, losing far too much. And Solo, he snowballs out of control. Breaks the main army. Pushing in towards the third as well. 13 probe kills. MaxPax barely holding on here, but barely an army standing. There's barely anything left. Losing all the Zealots. Hydras, they start a step forward. Getting us over the Stalkers. Pushing further in. Moving further in, Pappy. Oof. As I mentioned previously, without any splash damage, there's no defense here. There's no defense, and there was no splash damage because of the shaky early game. GG gets called, and Solar takes game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played again. It was just a very rough start here of MaxPax, winding it back. So much damage was dealt early on by the Ling Floods, by the Ling Rumbys, I should say. Losing probes, losing economy. His build was disrupted. Late Twilight Council, late Forge, late Saturation, late Templar. There was no Templar Archives, period. It was just a very, very messy game there just from the beginning due to all that damage dealt early on. It just all kind of snowballed out of control, just collapsed on each other. GG. GG. With that, Solar does snowball out of control. I will say that Solar was also making some mistakes himself. I did notice a very late hydrogen from Solar, and lack of, I want to say there was some lack of injects as well. The Queens had to push forward as well, but late hydrogen did make for a bit of a shakier defense. But once he got into his hydrogen production, he was fine. He was perfectly fine. Build up his army. GG. GG. It's catching up. Cool's arrived in the UK. I hope he gets some soon. Oh god. Let's see what goes. We're loading into game number 2. Gonna be loading into Blackrock. Yeah, loading into Blackrock. Blackrock being a bit of a smaller map. I say smaller map. There's a lot of avenues of aggression here. We do have a much more open third, open fourth, open fifth base as well. So this is where mid-game play can excel for Zerg, especially as it is much more difficult to turtle up and defend. We'll get into it. As spawning in the bottom hand corner of Blackrock, we have the red Zerg player. We have the South Korean Zerg leading the series 1-0. It is Solar. And spawning in the right corner, we have the red Protoss player from the land of Denmark, representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. Let's go. Let us go. Welcome on to Blackrock, and we'll see if MaxPax does adjust his build. I would say that Blackrock is a much more difficult map to play standard on. The rationale for this is because unlike on Sanctuary 3, we do have the natural, the third, and the fourth base being much more open and much more exposed here. It's much more difficult to turtle up and to defend and to try to build up in towards the mid to late game. So we're expecting something more dynamic here from MaxPax. At least that's what we're hoping for. I hope we don't just see a Stargate opener into a natural into a Stargate into a third base into Twilight Council, Blink, and Forge. I feel like that would be more difficult to get away with here. But we'll see. We shall see. Go. So far we have our standard openers. Hatch gas pool. Eyes going to be on MaxPax for his pylon and for his tech. We'll see. So it is just hatch gas pool, standard opener. Likewise, get expand out of MaxPax. What is happening in the chat? I'm keeping up with the thermal paste. Oh no. All the puns. You're all animals. Este Einstein. SMH my head. Shaking my head. Oh. As pylon gets thrown down in the main base, based on the pylon location, it's still a little bit up in the air as to how we want to tech up. We could throw down the Stargate a little bit closer. I don't think we'll go for a Twilight Council here, but we'll see. Again, we're more curious to see how MaxPax kind of explores his options coming up against Solar. No shot we go for the same build. No shot. So far, Stargate opener. Does open Stargate. Solar pulling out of gas. Getting into Ling speed. Claiming his third. From here, MaxPax can open up Oracle again to harass and scout and defend back at home. Or we could see a Void Ray to high tech. I don't really know if MaxPax is really the kind of player to high tech though, and to try to go into something more quirky. That's more of a hero maneuver. I don't know if MaxPax is one to really embrace that style or that side of himself. Typically, MaxPax is a little more rigid amongst the top Protoss players, more so than hero and classic, I would say. So we'll see. Shots the Oracle. There it is. Oracle's on the way. So once again, Oracle opener. Into the third. This time there shouldn't be any Zerglings to punish MaxPax. We have 4 Shillings on the way. Keeping up with the Adept. Solar does move out. And again, he shouldn't get much done here. And just breaks in. Spots a third. And this time is shut down by the Oracle. This time we have a much earlier wall. Gateway, Stalker's in position. Hunting down the Overlord. So far, so good. Oh, hello. That's a much faster Evo chamber out of Solar, so this should be for +1 melee. This screams +1 melee in towards a Ling Hydra composition. Meanwhile, this is what I've been waiting for. MaxPax throws down 2 more Stargates, going into triple Stargate production. Now, if this was Hero, I would assume Mass Oracle. It's MaxPax. Do we open up Mass Void Ray? No. Phoenixes. Is this one Phoenix to deny vision, or do we plan on making more? Curious. Okay. Show us what you got. So it looks to be Mass Phoenix out of MaxPax. Again, bearing in mind that Solar's build does naturally lean towards Hydras. Lings they pick in. Getting a probe. Nothing major. Solar's yet to scout the main. And we're continuing Phoenix production. Okay, so it's going to be Mass Phoenix. And Solar does go for a Baneliness, so he's playing it safe. This will delay Hydras. Things are trying to pick in. More Phoenixes on the way. Oh, so my apologies. I didn't realize that was a Baneliness before the lair. Very late lair here for Solar. Yeah, what a 550 lair timing. So there's potential here for MaxPax, 100%. There is potential. How many queens? 6. 6 queens to defend. There's soon to be 8 Phoenixes. We'll see. Here we go. We do pull the trigger. Phoenixes are moving out across the map. As Phoenixes move out, Lings they poke in. Phoenixes are revealed. And 6 queens might be able to hold the line here. Gets 1. Do you have a chance to use? No. Yeah, no chance to use. 1 queen goes down. Massive pickoff down to 5. Down to 5 queens. Meanwhile, Mass Ling does hit the third. Bane's they roll in as well. And on the one hand, Phoenixes they do damage. At the same time, the third is going to go down. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, Solar commits. Phoenix is looking for more damage. Does find the Overlords. That's going to be a lot of Overlords going down. Yeah, 1, 2 Overlords falling. But this is still getting out of hand here. Both players are supply blocked. Let's go. Let's get yeah, both players blocked. Fleet beacons on the way, mass void ray as well. But again, hydras are the win condition for Solar. He needs those hydras. And again, so far, decent damage. Wings, they move in. They shouldn't get much done. There's the pulsar beam. MaxPax does find another Overlord. Tries to. Solar holding on. Building up to soon to be 8 hydras. Again, a very low hydra count. The gas count is just not there. Solar needs to pull in the gas. Okay, just now pulling back in. Mass void rays are spotted. We need more hydras. MaxPax, he can still pull this off. Like, he's killed how many drones so far? 12. Okay, 12 drones have gone down. Overlord slaying the economy. Delaying saturation with the 4th base, catching a hydra as well. Very nice damage. Very nice. Now we have Tempest back. We have our Tempest. Now, there is a world where the economy just isn't there. I was going to say where Solar can build up Ling Hydra and try to break the 3rd expansion. But I don't know if that's possible here. We'll see. No, okay, we can. I was overestimating the amount of Tempests that there are going to be. There's only 2 Tempests. Only 2 Tempests. So despite these Hydras having no speed or range, they can hold their own. They sort of step in. They collapse in the expansion. The base goes down very quickly. Oh my god. And MaxPax cannot expand. Not like this. What I appreciate out of Solar is that he's not making any more Hydras. We have a Spire on the way. Spire on the way for Corruptors. Getting ready for the Tempest. Solar's not tunnel visioning. Still lose a couple of workers. 3 more drones going down. MaxPax switching into Corruptor. Sorry, switching into Void Ray, I meant to say. That's a lot of Void Rays coming. There's 5 Tempests as well. This is a pretty terrifying Skytoss army. 5 Tempests. Uh-oh. Remember, the Hydra count is low. Solar cannot defend against this. With all the Queens, maybe. Slow Zone is activated. Hatchery taking a lot of hits. We have 10 Corruptors on the way. Oof. And Solar evacuates. Does have to evacuate. Pulls out the mineral line. Wings, no counter damage. Skytoss into the main. Going for the lair. Going for the Spire even. Massive pick up. The Spire's exposed. Don't like this. Yeah, Spire goes down. Corruptors are trying to keep up. Cloak is activated. No detection. But we'll snipe the Mothership. Oof. The Mothership goes down. Catching out 1 Void Ray, 1 Phoenix. There's that recall back home. Solar, he has to commit. Now what's impressive is that Solar, he did save his workers. He was able to even expand, claiming a 5th. Still maintains his economy. Solar's going to be able to max out. And MaxPax still needs more time. Pass around. That's forced to cancel. Corruptors, they rotate past. They're trying to camp the production. Trying to. Oh, they're getting caught out instead. Losing 1. Losing 2. 2 Corruptors go down. Lings, they will punish the expands. Denying the 4th base once again. I believe for the 2nd time. Oh. And catching more probes. More Corruptors are amassing. Was this time the Oracle goes down? Nice pick off here by Solar. Solar trying to pick MaxPax apart. Solo going pure Corruptor here is risky. I would like a mixture of Hydra at this point because there are so many Void Rays. So many Voids. Yeah, at least get into the mineral line. 10 probes go down. 15. Oh my god. 15 probe kills. He's crazy. Insane damage. Corruptors are coming from behind, but they cannot engage with the Void Rays. And 10 Void Rays here for MaxPax. That's a lot of Voids. I said 10, getting up to 14 Void Rays. And again, Hydras would excel here. The only reason why I say that is because there's no splash damage. There's no Storm, no Colossus, no Disruptors. Just because there are more Voids, but oh god. Prismatic Alignment is activated. Corruptions, they get punished. That's another 19 probe kills. And denies the base. Nice movement out of Solar. The Queens are trying to support. Corruptors, they commit. They do reset the Phoenix counts. And gets 1, 2, 3 Void Rays, and we might just brute force it here. He's trying to. Oh my god. Yeah, Corruptors are punished. Again, very inefficient trades here from Solar. Oh god, this Corruptors, they trade so poorly against Void Rays. Oh god, every Corruptor's gonna go down. Yeah, GG gets called. GG gets called. Solar was so stubborn. And MaxPax will tab the series 1-1. GG. Whew. And GG, well played. Again, Solar, he had a Hydra Den. He had potential. He had the tech available to go into Hydras. We did mention at the time that going Mass Corruptor against Void Ray, that is the hard counter, by the way, is the Void Ray. And despite having the higher economy, despite having more Corruptors, GG. GG, well played. In the end, MaxPax does have the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played. Solar's anti-Infestor Viper, apparently. I mean, even if you don't go Infestor Viper, like even Hydras, they would still fare better there. But GG will play it again. Solar just tunnel visioning a little bit too much. I would say most likely just being overconfident, just thinking, because the reality is that Solar, he was ahead in the economy, so maybe he believed that because he was ahead in that respect, that he could get away with being inefficient and going and making Mass Corruptor. So I would just make the assumption that was just overconfidence out of Solar. GG. GG, well played. It's overconfidence. And we have a series. We have back and forth. Let's go. Let's go. Let us go. As we're tied up 1-1 here, and we're getting to game number 3. And spawning in the bottom hand corner of Lockdown, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Sassum Gaming, tying up the series 1-1 in that last game after a very chaotic game going mass triple Stargate, mass Sky Toss. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg player himself, being forced into a tied series. It is Solar. Again, overconfidence out of Solar, getting too far ahead and just tunnel visioning on pure Corruptor. In the end, he got hard countered by the Mass Void Ray. Didn't matter that MaxPax was losing all his workers, losing bases, losing the mineral lines, losing the economy. As Solar only had Corruptor, which meant he had nothing. Just dead supply back. Dead supply. And we have a series. And again, like, this is the kind of thing that MaxPax needs to do if he wants to win this series, is just weird builds. Just like going triple Stargate, Mass Phoenix into Mass Void Ray into Mass Tempest and back into Void Ray. Like, that's the kind of thing we need to do in this patch. So show us what you got, MaxPax. Let's go. Meanwhile, Solar's got to lock in. Like, we got to lock in, baby. Aye, aye, aye. It's one of those things where when you're up against like some weird quirky builds that you never see before, like it often like brings you down to their level, like down into the mud sort of thing. Solo got dirty, didn't know what to do. We'll see if he can recover. We'll see. Hail from Australia, freezing in Sydney. Yes, it's very, very cold in Sydney. Very, very cold. I mean, I would say today was pretty good. Like yesterday, specifically last night was insane. So today wasn't too bad, but yesterday, the day before that has been very, very cold. There we go. Here we go. Now we're going to be opening up once again. Hatch gas pool out of Solar. Likewise, MaxPax going for his own. Gate expand into Cybercore. Let's go. Openers are standard. From here, we'll keep an eye on the pylon place. And hello, the pylon has been thrown down much further behind the mineral line here. This is looking more and more like a Twilight Council opener, not a Stargate. Eyes are on MaxPax. Oh no, never mind. Within range. Okay. Stargate. Stargate played at MaxPax. I wasn't certain there would be enough range here to get a building on the right hand side, but there was. So Stargate opener. From here, last game, if you remember, it was an Oracle opener into triple Stargate, into Mass Phoenix. I can't imagine we'll see the same builds. We'll see if we have something else up our sleeve. Link speed is on the way. Show us what you got. MaxPax does poke in, gets a drone, not bad. Kills the worker, pulls away. It's going to be the initial Oracle opener. Lings they poke in, and they will confirm the Stargate and the Oracle being made. So Soul is fully aware. So we're the build of choice. Lings poking in. Once again, diving the adepts, and he will get one. And he does get one. May get a second adept as well. The Oracle is on the way. The Oracle will defend, and Soul is going to be forced back. And it delays the third base somewhat, but is forced to pull away. Behind this, here comes the second Oracle into third base, and then we'll wait for the tech. Then it's time to wait for the follow-up. And there it is. This is a very fast Twilight Council. It's a fast council here. So with this faster council, we're going for a delayed forge. It's looking like either glaives or early blink, one or the other. So here come the gateways again. No forge. Early blink can lead into a 3-base 8 gates all in. Otherwise, glaives can lead into obviously glaive aggression, and then we can go into a follow-up into a longer game. What's it going to be? Both aggressive in their own way. Solar, I believe, did go lair first, actually. Yeah, lair first. Forge has been thrown down. This tells us it most likely will not be glaives, so it is blink. Blink, lay forge, early blink stalkers. This leads into early blink aggression. And we'll keep an eye on the gateway count. So far, just 4. Oh, as the Oracle's getting across the map. Do get across, Lings back in, catching up 4 probes, and a Stalker. The battery's not done. Yeah, battery's not done. The Oracles are punished for being out of position. Catching up the second Stalker. Just barely. So very, very nice wiggles here by Solar. At the same time, associated to the mineral line. Oh, 9. Wait, what? 9 drones? 9 drones going to be going down. Solar was doing some damage across the map, but alas, Max actually makes up for that. That's crazy. That was only 2 adepts, by the way. MaxPax will very much so in this. Blink is halfway done. I don't see any gateways though. So far, just 4. Yeah, low gateway counts. With early Blink, MaxPax can push towards the 4th base and try to apply some pressure and try to delay. But outside of that, MaxPax just chilling. A little bit more tentative here. Solo here attempts his own run by. Should not catch a Stalker. Yeah, Stalkers, they hold their own. Lings are punished. Solo cutting works at 63. Massing pure Ling Hydra. And here comes MaxPax. MaxPax breaks in. Solo getting ready to collapse. He has plenty of Hydras, plenty of Lings. Solo has an army ready. And Solo's looking fine. It's looking solid. Even has enough to counterattack as well. Yeah, catching at the Adepts. 2 Adepts falling. Zelts as well. MaxPax is racing back home. And he turns back around. Solo defends the 4th base. And behind this, Solo is still not droning, by the way. He's still not droning up. Solo's committing, waiting for Roach speed. And Solo, he's going to be forcing himself all in. He's choosing not to drone. He's choosing. Solo, he commits. Oh. Catching up the Zealots. We have 18 Stalkers so far, but Lings are getting into the mineral line. Cannons are going down. Shield batteries as well. And there are just so many Hydras. It's just too much here. Yeah, there's just too much. Solo is doubling out of control. Again, this is a much more standard follow-up here from MaxPax to just going to Blink, but to play into a 4th base and try to macro out of this. But that is where Zerg is at their strongest at the moment, is more standard games. This time there was no all-in, there was no hyper-aggression. Just a safer ability by MaxPax. And it will result in MaxPax just being overwhelmed. Just overwhelmed. Sage traps get baited. I just stay rally in. Base out the final stasis. And again, there's no holding here. MaxPax, he's supply blocked. That barely has an army. More reinforcements getting called out. And MaxPax, he just ignores the 3rd. Yeah, he ignores the 3rd base. Pushing up the ramp instead. Fighting with a better concave. Fighting with a better setup. And MaxPax just cannot keep up. He's down to 2 Oracles, down to a handful of Stalkers as well. Solo does not get up the ramp. Doesn't need to. Doesn't need to push into the 3rd. Just take a better fight at the natural instead. And with that, looking to claim the series. Sorry, looking to take a lead in the series, I meant to say. Looking to take a lead. The boys are being pulled. Desperation here by MaxPax. Pulls the boys. Oracle goes down. Ah. The hopium party. Not like this. And GG gets called. GG gets called. Solo does take a lead in the series. 2-1. GG. GG, well played. Again, winding it back here, this time MaxPax did go for a much more safe and much more tame build here, much more so than game number 2. If you recall, Max actually went for an early Twilight Council into early Blink, but did not go for a Gateway Explosion. So it was just a very safe build. It meant that if Solo was going to go for a 2-base all-in, then the Blink Stalkers would be able to defend. In the end, Solo, he went into a 3-base all-in instead, so a much later build, a much later timing. MaxPax, he did try to apply some pressure, getting into his 4th base, but again, his Stalkers, they were just outscaled. He was just outscaled by the Ling Hydra. Solo, he was left to just build up his own 3-base setup and just mass up Ling Hydra as well. This is where Zerg is at their most comfortable, at their best in this latest patch, is with much more tame builds from either Terran or Protoss players. And GG well played with that. where that solo does take a lead, and we'll see if MaxPax has something else here ready for us for the rest of the series. Again, I want to see something more aggressive, more chaotic, more experimental at times as well. We saw that with like the triple Mass Phoenix production. I don't want to see the same build, but something along those lines. We'll see. We'll see. The pressure's on. We're going to be loading into Washout for game number 4. Change hands. Will you cover the Wardi tournament after? God, no. It's 1 a.m. in the morning, Pappy. It's 1 a.m. We sleep, Pappy. We sleep. Is Wardi hosting a tournament? All right. Usually, whenever there's no Monday Night Weekly, I think Wardi hosts like the Wardi Cup, right? The Wardi Cup. I wish you the best. Wish you the best when it comes to competing it, but God no, it's quite late here in Australia, so unfortunately, European events they're not quite lined up with us, unfortunately. So no, won't be casting it. Badge, Pappy, badge. But best of luck to all the players who compete in it, of course. They do compete. As we are getting into our next game and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Washouts, we have the blue Zerg player. We have the South Korean Zerg leading the series 2-1, and 1 game away from claiming the series. It is a Solar. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Danish Protoss player, the red Protoss representing System Gaming. It is MaxPax. Let's go. Let us go. We're getting into game number 4 here. Washout is an interesting map in the map pool. It's a bit of a larger map, a longer rush distance by grounds, but does have a little more avenues of attack when it comes to pushing into the natural, a much more accessible natural base as the entrance is a little bit further out. True. The bases are more spread out, so we do have these hybrid expansions here, which we could see come into play. I'll be honest, we have not actually really seen that. We've often seen a lot of shorter games on Washouts, so we haven't experienced what the late game can provide with all these hybrid expansions. Here at center left and top left as well. And bottom right. We'll see if we can get there. Bring light to EU. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, there's a bit of a give and take, right? On the one hand, we don't cover European events because we're not in Europe. On the other hand, we do cover the Korean events. So GSLCK, Doyo Cup, for example, Alima League, Crank Gathers event, KSL. True. There's a give and take. GSL, true. RSL, they all the all the SLs. Did the house cups stop? They have. I don't know if there's any plans to have them return. I'm not familiar with what's happening there, but yeah, there were no house events this year. Not yet, at least. Like, how come you don't stream on your main accounts? I was streaming on my live VIP account yesterday, I think ladder session. But if you're curious as to why I don't cast on that, so for those who are unaware, welcome to the CranKy Ducklings. Welcome to the CranKy Ducklings. We're a team. We're a team of you know, casters, admins, tournament organizers. It's not just me. It's a little bit different because back in the day, I would very often, it would be very rare for me to solo cast. Me solo casting was very, very rare. I would be casting with Yoda Slim or Yaku or oh god, I mean, Dad King even jumped on, Chase, Asher Bro as well, Kuro at times, Steel Mold, Milk and Cookies, true, El Lechito, papi, El Lechito. But very often, like, we'd have like co-casters jump on, and it was very, very rare for me to like solo cast, to be honest. Very, very rare. So that's how we started. Like, we're a team, we work together. Unfortunately, over the years, a lot of them have moved on when it comes to their IRL careers, which is a good thing, to be fair, when it comes to studies, when it comes to IRL careers, and they've had less time to focus and fixate on StarCraft. Of course, I kept going, but they still stick around. They still drop by from time to time, like Yaku sometimes in the chat, dropping by. For example, Milk shows up every now and then in the chat to call everyone cute, if you recall. Like, he's still shows up. Steel Mode helps cover the amateur events at least, but did begin and still is a team effort. Still is. So that's why I don't cast on my light VIP channel, and we work together on the CranKy Ducklings. Yeah. I mean, we started casting full-time back in like 2019. I think I started casting solo mainly in 2023. Was it like 2023, 2024-ish era of StarCraft? Like, that's when that's around the time that Yaku went to study full-time. Asher also went back to study as well. That's the Asher, bro. Chase got a job. That King got a job. They left me behind, Pappy. They left me behind. Oh no. Anyway, we're looking in. Jesus. So far, I was the standard opener and just Oracle opener into Void Ray into what is this? More Stargates. We're running it back. Running it back. Mass Stargate into Mass Phoenixes. I say Mass Stargate, only 2 Stargates so far, not quite triple Stargate production, but very similar vein as to what we saw previously in game number 2. Very similar. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not too fond of the idea of doing the same build. If you recall, I was like, oh, I want to see something similar. I don't want to see something the same. The issue here is that Solar should have a stronger reaction and a stronger response to this after seeing it once. It isn't quite the same build because it is only 2 Stargates instead of 3, but the overall theme here is quite similar, and Hydrogen is already halfway done this time. Ooh, as Epson do into the mineral line, catching at 1, 2, 3, 4 drones. Yeah, 4 drone kills. Ooh, getting up to 5. 5 drones going down. Flea being behind this as well. Rushing into Sky Toss. So catch out a couple of queens. Yeah, queen's going to be going down. Lings, they do bust into the mineral line, catching out the shield battery. He does catch the battery, does get into the mineral, and probably going to be going down. This is getting out of hand. Getting out of hand here. So much economic damage. At the same time, queens are falling, but hydras are trickling in. And with the arrival of hydras, Solar defends. Solar he defends back at home across the map. That is 9 probe kills at the 3rd. Now, Solar will lose his 4th expansion, so some damage was done, but Solar, he's secure with his hydras. He is secure. Behind this now, switching into Tempest. Tempest on the horizon. Solar poking in. Overseer will confirm. Checks the main, and does see Tempest morphing in. He knows. Solar is aware. Not quite able to contaminate. And from here, Solar's going to commit. Behind this, we can throw down a Spire, but not yet. He wants that 3rd. He does want the 3rd base. Batteries are being thrown down. Cannons as well. This 3rd is very exposed. Solar going for the natural, though. Oh, okay. Temps are revealed. And temps are revealed. There aren't that many hydras here. Only 14. Oh. As well as the stasis. Hydras, they rotate. Catching out the cannons, the shield batteries. Nice pickups. Free damage here from the Tempest. Hydras are getting bullied. Yeah, again, not enough Hydras. They get lifted, and MaxPax is holding. He is rolling on here. He lifts up every single Hydras. GG gets called, and MaxPax ties up the series 2-2. We are going to the ace match. GG. Whew. And GG, well played again. Solar, he chose to go for the all-in. He chose not to tech up, not to join behind this, just pure Ling Hydra all-in. And in the end, MaxPax shut down the all-in, lifted up all the Hydras. Tempest were dealing so much damage in the backline as well. And GG. GG, well played. And again, Solar didn't have to commit. He could have tried to re-drone and resaturate and build up into an economy, but just decided to send it. GG. GG. With that, we're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game number 5. It's not as a team, right? But it's certainly been a solo effort this year. I mean, you say this year. As I mentioned, I think it's been since like 2023, 2024-ish era of StarCraft is when we've mainly been solo casting. We've been doing what we can. But again, at least nowadays, like Kuro and Steelmo, they still do help out with our amateur events, for sure. And of course, behind the scenes, right, it isn't just about casting, but Kuro, for example, does make all the overlays, the logos, the assets, all that good stuff. Kronos, he jumps on to help translate from time to time as well. True. Esther Kronos, who was helping out with the Tuna Cup translations, if you recall. The Tuna Cup. And we do other stuff, right? Like, for those who don't know, we helped admin and run the thermal circuit, the thermal 2-2 circuit. We're running that behind the scenes. Helping in our own way with RSL, true. Helping out. But we're getting to the ace match. We're going all the way to game 5, and does MaxPax revert back to SkyToss again? I mean, it's kind of been working, I guess. True. Has been working. I mean, we saw something similar with a Hero. If you watched Hero versus Shin in last week's Tuna Cup, the Tuna Cup finals, Hero, he was going for some mothership rushes against Shin, and he was able to force the ace match there as well. Able to force the ace match. As our players need a moment. They do need a moment. My true job description is calendars. True. Let's go. So Max actually didn't need a moment. Didn't need a moment here, but now we're jumping into the final game here at Attorney's Edge. This is a map of extremes. Depending on how you expand, you can expand towards the gold base, you can expand towards the high yield gas expansion instead. I would say it's relatively defendable here on 3 bases. Getting a 4th base can be a little bit tricky here. We'll see. But once again, MaxPax finding success with SkyToss. Do we embrace it again? At this point, I'm expecting it. Or something more crazy like, I don't know, Glaveadeps, DTs. Show us what you got. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of At Attorney's Edge, we have the red Zerg player. We have the South Korean Zerg being forced into a tied series. Can he bring it back? It is Solar. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player. We have the Danish Protoss representing Samsung Gaming. It is MaxPax. Let's go. Let us go as we are getting into our 5th game here. The final game of the series, the ace match. We have made it all the way to game 5. It was a rocky road to get here, but we got here. We got here in the end. Let's go. So again, we are going to be loading into a bit of a larger map. Is this the first GLHF of the series? Am I? Let's go. I crazy? I could be crazy. It's quite late here in Australia. Ah. That's now. Yeah, I was about to say that, like, this is the first GLHF of the series. Like, ah, no. I wasn't crazy. Ah, no. There we go. From here, hatch gas full. Oh, sorry. Yeah, hatch gas full. Send it open out to solar. MaxPax setting up back at home. Going for his own gate expanded to Cybercore. Once again, we're just waiting for the tech of choice, whether it's going to be a Twilight Council or Stargate. Again, MaxPax has been finding a lot of success here with Stargate-based play, going to Phoenixes, rushing into Skytoss. It's been the only way he's been winning games so far. So may as well do it again. From the side of Solar, we'll see how he will try to adjust here. If this has been his bane, are we willing to be more adamant when it comes to scouting? Do we blindly just go into Hydra Tech? What do we do? Do we try to mind game? As it is going to be that Stargate opener. Everything's looking normal so far. Normal so far. And when it comes to the map itself, we just kind of spoke about it briefly, but there's that gold expansion. So again, you can expand here towards the left-hand side onto the low ground, into the linear third, into the linear fourth base, in towards the gold, or you can also expand towards the triangular third base into the high-yield gas expansion instead. So there are different kind of routes you can take here. On top of that, if you go for these northern bases, they do actually have a shorter rush distance across the map as well, so you can be more aggressive depending on how you expand. We can see Solar does go for the low ground base. Does go for the low ground. We'll see how MaxPax opens up. Oh, hello. Does open Void Ray, not Oracle. Does go Void Ray first. We'll hunt down the Overlord, and behind this we can hide a second Stargate or a Twilight Council, or nothing. Right? Could just be standard play. I would advise against playing standard. Like we saw how that played out previously on lockdown, and it did not go well. We're expecting something more unorthodox out of MaxPax. We're hoping for that. That's all we want. Void Rays revealed. Oracle's on the way. MaxPax does move out. As he moves out, Soul's still just droning, saturating, building up his own third. And we don't have really any major sign yet. Oh, there it is! Second Stargate. Let's go. I mean, again, it's the only thing that's been working. Second Stargate, Mass Phoenix. We're doing it again. Oh. Run it back. You want a nice catch here on the Adept. Adept goes down. MaxPax hunting for a second Overlord. Is going to be a lair first out of Solar. Okay. Lair first does allow for earlier Hydras or even earlier Spire. So a bit of a greedier build here from Solar, but specifically against Skytoss, I do like this a lot more. Safety Roach Warren. Meanwhile, Phoenix production has begun. I believe I saw another Stargate for a moment there. May have cancelled. May have cancelled. Just two. Just two Stargates. Void Ray does find an Overlord. We'll bring it down. No energy, no transfuse. So Oracle pokes in. And Soul is currently playing blind. He's currently unaware as to what's going on. So far, at least. Waiting for the lair. Then we can morph into Novus here. So rushing into the Spire. Okay. Okay. I assume it was going to be rushing into Hydras, but no, we're rushing into a Spire. With this, we can rush into Corruptor production. If MaxPax can realize what's going on in terms of tech, then we should switch into Mass Void Ray to try to punish this. But MaxPax is unaware. A devastation into the mineral line, catching out 4 drones. We get 5. Barely 5. 5 drones go down. Nice damage here by Solar. Sorry, by MaxPax. MaxPax moves in. Gets another drone. Oh, Scout's the Spire. Big scout. Yeah, massive scout here from MaxPax. Confirms the Spire. Behind this, +1 air attack is on the way. 3rd Stargate and a fleet beacon. And again, we will need those Void Rays. Here they come. Void Rays are on the way. Again, Void Rays, the other counter to the Corruptor. Phoenix as they move in. The Oracle will find 3 more drones. Stargate gonna be, sorry, Cyberco's gonna be shut down. Yeah, massive pickoff. No battery. Yeah, no battery behind this. +1 is denied. Corruptor production has begun. So we have 8 Corruptors on the way. MaxPax does find more damage. Again, it's already getting ready. And we're hoping that from this position that we see some spellcasters out of Solar. If you recall, like I was in game number 2, Solar had the option to go into Hydra Tech because you already had the Hydra Den. Here, there is no Den. There is no Den, so at this point, this is where we would need some Infestors, potentially Hive, or just Infestors and Infestors to defend. To help support said Corruptors. Ideally, Hive and Vipers. But Solar's currently unaware as to the massive amount of Void Rays that are building up. That's a shade in. Soon to be 6 Void Rays here for MaxPax, going into Void Ray speed. Into Flux Veins. Solar rushing into the gold. And still just Mass Corruptor. This is okay for the time being, but as the Void Ray count gets higher and higher, they will just snowball out of control. After we're about to have 8 Void Rays. And there's still no Infestation Pit. Now there's potentially going to be some Ravager support, which can be okay. Nice time. Like Corruptor Ravager. As Ravagers, they can bile the Skytos army and force micro and control, and can even land those miles. There you go, 7 roaches on the way. Again, they should exclusively be for Ravagers. As we're getting into 11 Void Rays. Twilight Council as well. With the Council, we can think about Archon, Storm. Oh. As they shade into the gold. Catching out 9 drones. Nicely done. We have 30 Corruptors so far. Now, with 30 Corruptors, that might just be enough to brute force through the Void Rays. Might be. Here we go, we're moving in. Queens are here to transfuse. Oof. Slow zone here on the Corruptors. Oh my god, they get punished. We get punished here. 5 more Corruptors on the way. Slow zone runs out. Let's pick up a Phoenix. Oh, and there's still prismatic alignment. Yeah, there's still the alignment here as well. Does try to punish. It's still 28 Corruptors though. There might be enough. Yeah, there is going to be enough. Mass Corruptor does overwhelm. So he's like, see, I don't need a spellcasters. Just Mass Corruptor and Queen support as well. As he will overwhelm. Breaks through all the Void Rays. GG gets called. And Solar, he will claim this series 3-2. He will be this week's WardiTV Monday champion. GG. The vindication, papi, after game 2. GG, well played. Solo does overwhelm. Again, massing up to 30 corruptors, and all that queen support as well. Walked across the map, it broke on through. GG, well played. There were some nice moments there for MaxPax when it came to the engagement, when it came to the slow zone and the prismatic alignment. But once prismatic alignment ran out, the void rays, they could not keep up. Even with cloak, like there was detection with the main army as well. GG, well played. Solo just building up into that one strong fight, and with that is going to be our champion. GG, well played. It will be our champion. Congratulations to Solo. Shout out to MaxPax for making it to the finals. And looking at the rest of the tournament here, I would say if you maybe missed out on some of the previous matches, Beyond versus MaxPax game 1 was a banger. Like, that was insane. Like, that was maybe the highlight game of the tournament. The other series that comes to mind, of course, is Clem versus Shin, which we did cover earlier as well. It was also a very dynamic back and forth. Very intense, very dynamic. If you remember, we did end up lagging out, or we left game 3 before the end just because there was some latency issues and someone was lagging out. So unfortunately we weren't able to quite cover the finale of game number 3, but also a fun series, for sure. Kind of like the more highlight moments here of the tournament. MaxPax versus Solo was fun in its own way, in the sense where we saw MaxPax kind of like explore certain builds and ape it up a little bit, going like triple Stargate, Mass Phoenix into Skytoss with mixed success as well. I say mixed success with success for the majority of the series until the very end, where Solo just hard countered with just Mass Corruptor and just kind of brute forced it. And GG, well played. Congratulations. When it comes to the event itself, and when it comes to upcoming StarCraft, do bear in mind that, of course, right now Zerg is overtuned to the point where there's a reason why Clem was not playing standard or couldn't play standard against Shin. MaxPax likewise couldn't play standard against Solar as well. I feel like everyone is expecting a Larva nerf, if not just a complete reversion of the Larva change. I think everyone is most likely expecting that to occur. Yeah, I think it just comes down to when, right? Like when Blizzard step in, when they decide to patch. I think expectations are quite high that it's going to happen soon, before, you know, I would imagine before September, before BlizzCon, within the next like week or so. No confirmation, but like that's kind of where like expectations lie at the moment. I know that Crank, he released a video, I want to say yesterday, like going over some of his thoughts, and he was also like, no, yeah, like Blizzard, they're going to step in, like they know that there's an issue right now. They should be like patching and changing this. Whether they make any other changes, hard to say. The issue right now with ZvX matchups is that because of the Larva change, like it's kind of overshadowing everything else, and we aren't able to really test things to kind of like see if there needs to be changes to how Warp Gate works, or changes to other units as well. Like it's just not allowing us to really test any of that, because as you can see here, like MaxPax is forced to play pure Skytoss, for example, against Solar, so we're not able to see, you know, how Warp Gate changes have impacted this matchup anywhere near as much. Or Storm, for example, as well, with the Storm change. We just aren't able to get any of that data just because of how the meta is at the moment. But GG. 2 days before him straight up, do it. But GG, well played. With that, congratulations here to Solar, and we're going to be wrapping up here for the day. Checking out the rest of our schedule here, bam, you can see that we just wrapped up with our evening broadcast on Monday. This morning, if you missed it, I do recommend the VODs. We were covering the RSL qualifier, the Americas qualifier. We had some banger TVPs. We had Trigger versus Beyond and Cure versus Down. I do highly recommend it. Those were some amazing matches, and I would say they trumped the series that we had here, to be honest. Like they were very, very good. So I do recommend the earlier morning matches. Tomorrow evening we do have the RSL Korean qualifier, and then on Wednesday we have Pegasus Cup. Wednesday evening Kung Fu Cup. We have StarCraft Evolution League, the Pondcast, Crank Gathers event, and more SCL as well. So we have a full week full of StarCraft, full of content. Do drop by if you consider, if you're interested, or otherwise if you can't watch it live, YouTube is the place to be. Exclamation mark socials in the chat. You can check out our YouTube channel. We do upload on a daily basis. All of our content eventually is on YouTube. It's all there. You can check it out. Otherwise, thanks for watching. It is almost 2 a.m. in the morning here. I'm gonna go get some rest. I do apologize for being a little bit low on energy and then like slurring my words at times when it comes to the last couple of series. It's 2 a.m. Get tired. bed soon. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. You can support us on Patreon if you wish. Our Patreon does fund our tournaments on a regular basis. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Until then, ciao, papi, ciao, hasta luego. See you tomorrow for RSL. See you tomorrow.